I want you to imagine with me for a moment that you were unable to walk because you don't have any legs. Instead, you're confined to a wheelchair, and you can only go where a wheelchair can go. If there are steps in the picture, you can't go there. You can't go to and from your house if you have steps to navigate. You can't walk to church, to school, to the grocery store. You can only go where a wheelchair can go. Imagine living your life that way. Until recently, Larry Gaddison lived that kind of life. He was confined to a wheelchair and confined to his own home because he had no ramp to use to go in and out of his house. Thankfully, that's all different now. Thanks to an organization called S.O.S, which recently built a ramp under the leadership of a man named Shearin, who you'll be meeting in just a few moments. But for now, I'd like for you to listen to Larry tell in his own words what it means to have a wheelchair ramp in front of his house.
Well, you know, it's hard getting around. It's hard getting in and out the house because, like, especially when I lost my right leg, I was stuck in the house the whole summer. You know, I couldn't get in and out. The only time I could go out was like somebody came by and took me to the doctor, or one of my friends came by and helped me get out of the house. You know, so I was mainly just stuck in the house, just looking out the door the whole summer. Well, they just don't know how much I appreciate this ramp and appreciate what they did, because when I got in touch with them, they didn't waste no time by coming out helping me out, you know. And, you know, I just want to thank them all from the bottom of my heart for what they did for me and helping me get in and out the house. I really appreciate it. They just don't know how much I do.
I want to talk to you just a few minutes about our handicap ramp building program and an organization called S.O.S. S.O.S stands for Serving Our Savior, a ministry started here at First Baptist Church about 5 years ago by two of my good friends, Charlie Brisbois and John Jordan. Charlie very soon saw the need in this community for handicap ramps, and he asked me if I would head up a program to build these ramps. I'd never built the first ramp, but I told him that I would be willing to try. So we launched out about 5 years ago into this program. After a couple of years and after Charlie's death, S.O.S formed a very effective partnership with Shepherd Center of Winston-Salem. And through this partnership, Shepherd Center and S.O.S have built now a number of ramps approaching 200. The most often asked question of me is, how do you know who needs these ramps? And that's where Shepherd Center comes in. The caregivers, the social workers, the family members, medical transport people, all know to contact Shepherd Center and they will build you a ramp. Shepherd Center notifies our organization and we investigate, and if the need is there, we make plans to construct a handicap ramp for that person's use. The next most often question is, who pays for these ramps? We typically ask the families of the handicapped people, if they're able, to pay for the material. About a fourth of the clients can pay, leaving the other 3/4 to come out of S.O.S funds. The next question is, how do you get funds? And we depend totally on generous individuals to supply the funds that we use. The ramps meet a need that you have seen in Larry Gaddison's example, and I've even had people say, well, I don't like the looks of the ramps you build. But I quote one double amputee who told me once in response to that question, if you don't have any legs, they look mighty pretty to me. So we build out of pressure-treated wood. We work the first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, weather permitting. We depend on volunteers, and I need to increase our volunteer base. I have enough tools and equipment for me to operate 2 crews simultaneously, but I don't have enough volunteers to do that. We've only been able to do that a few times. So I'm looking for volunteers. I just received a new one this week, for which I'm very proud. We can always use the funds, and so if you wish to volunteer to help us or to contribute, just get in touch with the Shepherd Center in Winston-Salem.